Okay, in the previous video we talked about different things like mounting the trucks in here. This video I want to show you, it's going to be a little long on this time. You can see how we mount these with these little things. I don't know what they're called, but I have a picture of them. You'll see it in the pictures. And they just bang down in here, giving you a place to screw from the bottom, letting you screw up. The biggest thing that I had a hard time with was alignment of where am I going to put this rod? This is the drive rod, and it has to go down through here. So what I came up with is this line right here with this front set of bolts. So this sits on here like this, of course with the springs underneath under it, is our first line. So took a measurement from that line, which I used before, measured back to the front of the case. Now this line, I'm not going to give you this measurement because it's going to be different on yours than it is on mine. It's according to where you put this, according to how you mounted these and where you mounted them. So just remember, line up with these bolts. This measurement is that line. And the reason I'm pointing out that line is because that's where our hole is going to go for our drive rod, which is going to ride on the front of the trucks here in the end. Something like this. Okay? Excuse me, like this. Now we know where the drive rod's going to go within the structure. We need to know how high the drive rod's going to go. Now for me, I just kind of took this piece here, which I was cutting up earlier, and I cut it up a little more. There used to be a little triangle in here. I cut it down square, and I cut it shorter, and I drilled 2 holes. This goes right here, and I'll show you what it's going to do. Sorry this is so long, but I really want to make you see how this is going to work. This drive rod comes through here. This is an old bearing that was actually used for the exact same purpose I'm using it now. And it's going to sit here. We're going to have bearings here, which are these little nylon bearings, and they're going to go right here and over on this side, which you can't see right now. So I found that the height of this, just by luck for me, was also the height of these brackets I bought earlier, which I have a picture of, so you know the part number. Again, you got to confirm this for yourself, but if you look, it's perfect. That hole right there sets this down in here, and if you set a piece of steel tubing, which I cut this little piece up earlier, in here, and then you slide this on here, it's a perfect fit, right where it should be. Now this does adjust up and down, by the way, and we're going to be taking advantage of that. And I'll show you that later. So what I did was I put this against here, took my Sharpie, stuck it in the hole, and ran it right down the line, which gave me, I knew how far this way, there's my spot, repeated the exact same process, measured back, made a line, used this, make a line. It worked perfectly. Then, to cut this hole, you could use a blade type, I forget what they're called, bit, but I use a thing called a Forstner bit. And I'll go ahead and show you these. Get these at Harbor Freight. They're dirt cheap, maybe $15 for a whole set. The advantage, I'm going to get out the big one here so it's quite obvious. The advantage of a Forstner bit, it's got a very precise front hole. You can put it right on the mark and this little thing will cut straight on. Beautiful. It's a nice bit, and I used the 1/2 inch one. I don't know if you can see that. And just took the drill and drilled my hole straight through. This hole takes a nice little nylon thing. Now on this side I only drilled halfway through. Leaving the nylon thing sticking out like 1/8 of an inch. Let me see if I can just pull the camera this way to show you real quick. It's actually in there. And if you look at the other side, there is no hole. The reason I did that is I'm going to show you right now. Sorry about all the wiggly camera, I only got a tripod here. I'm going to refocus again so you can make sure you're seeing everything. Okay, we're refocused again. So what you want to do is take one of these little nylon things, and we're going to stick this through here. And the kind of cool thing about this, these things, if you buy the size that I recommend it, they go right over the black, but they're still tight on the silver. This goes right here. And it all slides right in here. Now this nylon will go right through here. If you look on your bar, you're going to find a little place for a C-clip right there. Once I glue this major nylon thing in here, and I put a C-clip here, this thing's not going anywhere. Line this up in the middle like it should, and put the piece back here, and you'll see that later. Now we have an adjustable system that can't go anywhere, because on this side it can't go through the wood. This side it's held by a C-clamp, kind of locking it in place. Over here, I'm going to bring this over here. You can see where the motor is going to go with the little timing wheel. And we'll go show you a little bit more, and then we're going to stop this video because it's getting a little long in the tooth. The truck will come in and it will sit right on these screws, which are adjustable up and down. And I'm going to take this back out so I can show you how the truck works now. Tell you what, let's just stop this video and I'm going to do another video for the truck. So I'm going to stop this and I'm going to start up again.